Monday Outlook.
Well, right now on Weather Center Live, it is the second week in December, and people across the country are definitely taking advantage of the mild temperatures. But if you're waiting on the cold, the only thing on your mind is, when will it get here? We're tracking the pattern for the coming days and weeks ahead. Plus, some of you woke up to scenes like this. Beautiful, amazing frosty views.
Yet many of you may be surprised on how this formed. We'll bring you the science behind coming up. And there are some things that might just make you stop and shake your head. And this situation, definitely one of them. People in some hot water after this went down. We'll explain as Weather Center Live goes on right now. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott.
And I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace. 2 weeks away from the start of winter and just over 2 weeks until Christmas. Amazing.
And Alex, 7 days into December, yet it feels more like October out there. It is balmy.
It is. Not too many folks complaining, though, I'm sure. The temperatures, though, well above average for some people across the country. That cold seems to be on hold. Chi-Town, ATL, D.C., Beantown. We're checking in with you in just minutes, but we want to begin in the stormy Northwest. Mark's got the breakdown.
That's right, Alex. It has been a very soggy scene. How about Seattle? The lights are still on at the top of the Space Needle. You got the buildings and the street lights kind of lit up there. With the raindrops going down over the lens, it looks like the whole city is kind of doing the wah, 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 wah move. It's kind of awesome, but there is rain on the lens doing that kind of visual effect for us because it is raining and raining good. Take a look at the average rainfall that you would typically see since October 1st. It's down at 11.21 inches. What we've actually seen is 5.4 inches so far, and we're going to continue to add on to that. We are not done with the soggy setup. I mean, how about the radar? It is lit up. Seattle, get ready for more steady, if not heavy rain coming on through. This is not your typical low cloud kind of misty day. This is a real rain day for you in Seattle. It's certainly raining even harder down towards Olympia. We can follow down I-5 towards Portland. Portland raining really hard all the way down through Medford. We've got this batch of rain that's coming on in. We've been following this because of a storm system that is really now approaching the Pacific. It's bringing this kind of plume of moisture in from the Pacific Ocean and funneling it right on up the I-5 corridor. And you got high pressure over the Rockies, which is really stopping this thing from racing in as fast and as far. So the pattern is blocked up. This jet stream remains pointed at the Pacific Northwest, and each one of these kind of spokes rotating around our upper level low, that's another impulse, another storm that's going to be coming on by. And we can see all of that put together here. Here's one of those curlicues. Here's another one here. We got one in here. We've got one back here. They're just going to continue to rotate on through. And then you've got that conveyor belt of moisture that's still pointed at the Pacific Northwest. A very soggy scene. And to be quite honest, we would expect to see something like this during a La Nina year. Very different from the El Nino pattern that we may have otherwise been expecting. So all that said, here's what we can expect. Heavy rain at the coast and well inland some mountain snows today. By tomorrow, not all that much different. You get our next impulse starting to approach, so you have rain by the end of the day towards the coastline while our first system starts to rotate up and away into Canada. And then Wednesday, that next one from the coastline comes further inland. So again, coastal rains and mountain snows. We're talking pretty substantial precipitation over areas that could actually need it, Alex, as the drought continues. But none of these storms seem to be getting far enough south to really help out much of California.
Yeah, you said it there, and that has been the story here for us. Although we have gotten a bit of snow, particularly compared to last year, as you see here, looking back towards last year, 12/6, December 6, 2014, here through the Sierra, you can see some of the snow showers or snow that's on the ground. We fast forward 1 year, and there's a bit more snow that we are dealing with here in those areas. But when you compare it to average, we're still running a bit behind. Snow water equivalent. So if we melted all that snow, how much water would we be dealing with? Well, 40% of average in the northern Sierra, 59% of average here for you in the central, and then 65% a little bit farther south. That's where we're doing the best, but if you average it all together statewide, 51% of average. So we need a bit more of that snow to come in. Of course, this is all extremely important. The snowpack helps us out as we get into the spring and summer months for our water. Now, we do have a little bit of snow that may sneak its way on in. Lake Tahoe, here's your forecast as we move through our Wednesday. Partly cloudy, but then comes the precip, the chances for some snow showers heading through our Friday. Now, there are other parts of the country where it's going to be tough to find much snow, Mark.
Yeah, a key ingredient to get any of that snow would be getting some cold air, and we haven't had any across the eastern two-thirds of the country. How about Chicago? Over the next 3 days, check this out. Your average high this time of year, 37, which is, modestly cool, especially since the low temps would be much below that. Except here's the thing, our forecast low temperatures over the next 3 days are at or above that line, right in the mid-30s to low 40s. So our low temperatures are where our highs usually are for this time of year. The cold air is stuck well to the north. We've got this really strong Pacific jet stream that we've been talking about, and because that's such a strong jet, it's not buckling. It's not allowing that cold air to break down and come over the United States. If anything, we actually knock that cold air even further north. That cold air does not budge over the next couple of days. So check this out. As for the temperatures, they're going to be way above average. This is a map of your departures from average. And as we get in here, look what happens. It's readings that are anywhere from 5 to 15 degrees above your averages today. Tomorrow, more of the same. Minneapolis, 14 degrees above your average. 43 for your high temperature. You don't see that this time of year all that often. Even Chicago will be close to 50. And coming up at 10 minutes past the hour, we're going to check in on the southern plains and the southeast, parts of the country that are also looking to find any sort of seasonable cold. Alex.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, straight ahead, we're going to show you one of the wildest weather conditions on Earth. And speaking of wild, can you imagine taking off in this kind of thick fog? Look at that plane disappears. How can the pilot possibly see? Well, up next, we're going to get into the science of fog, but not any kind of fog. We're talking about freezing fog. Before we head to break, though, it is pop quiz time. On the average, 1 inch of rain is equivalent to how many inches of snow? 10 inches, 1 inch, 5 inches, or a foot? We got the answer on the other side of this break.
Olive Garden's all-new flavor-filled pastas with ravioli so nice we filled them twice. Bursting with indulgent flavors like chicken marsala ravioli, an irresistible twist on an old favorite, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks for a limited time at Olive Garden.
Deck the halls with barks from Rudy. Well, it's more like fa la 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 la, but you're in the same vein. Say happy holidays with Milk-Bone.
Discover card.
Hey, so I'm looking at my bill and my FICO credit score is on here?
Yeah, we give you your FICO credit score for free.
Awesome sauce.
The only person I know that says that is Lisa.
Julie?
We've already given more than 175 million free FICO credit scores to our card members. Apply today at Discover.com.
Approaching Medicare eligibility? Don't put off checking out your Medicare options until 65. Now is a good time to get the ball rolling. Medicare only covers about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is up to you. That's where AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, come in. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, they could help save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Taking informed steps really makes a difference later. That's what it means to go long. Call now and request this free decision guide and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans. All plans like these let you choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Call now and request your free decision guide and start gathering the information you need to help you go long.
Tonight, the Weather Channel drops you into a new season of nature's worst-case scenarios and asks, so you think you'd survive?
It's coming toward us.
The hit original series is back to put your survival skills to the test.
Could be the last mistake you make.
Oh my God! So you think you'd survive? All new tonight at 10, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 75. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Tuesday, cloudy with showers. Thunder possible. High 77. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Here we go.
It's our biggest seasons ever. Starting with new episodes of Prospectors at 9 and Highway Through Hell at 10.
Bam!
Sundays on the Weather Channel.
The holidays bring many challenges to the feet. By day, they must stay warm. But by night, beautiful, smoother, and ready to impress the other party animals. Dr. Scholl's DreamWalk Express Petty.
Carl, don't you have friends coming over?
Yeah, so?
It stinks in here. You've got to wash this whole room.
Are you kidding? Wash it?
Let's wash it with Febreze.
For all the things you can't wash, use Febreze Fabric Refresher.
Whoa.
Hey, Mrs. Weber. Hey, it smells nice in here.
And try Pluggable Febreze to continuously eliminate odors for up to 45 days of freshness. Pluggable Febreze and Fabric Refresher. 2 more ways to breathe happy.
Attention, the blood thinners Pradaxa and Xarelto have been linked to internal bleeding.
If you or a loved one took Pradaxa or Xarelto and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, call the Kirkendall Dwyer Law Firm right now.
If you took Pradaxa or Xarelto and you were hospitalized for internal bleeding, call the Kirkendall Dwyer Law Firm before it's too late. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
Call 1-800-398-4800. That's 1-800-398-4800.
All right, hands up, pencils down. We asked you before the break, on the average, 1 inch of rain is equal to how many inches of snow? Did you think it was 10 inches, 1 inch, 5 inches, or a foot? And the big reveal, the answer was 10 inches. Yeah, 10 inches of snow melts down to about an inch of liquid rain on average. Although that number can change quite considerably, and we'll talk about that as the winter season moves on. Alex, over to the warm.
If we can ever get some snow out there, but certainly not the case. Oklahoma City, Atlanta, trust me, no snow worries for either spot. Mild conditions, we got some blue skies in both locations. Really sitting pretty over the next couple of days. If you like the warm stuff, it'll be plentiful to go around. Not just there in Oklahoma City, Atlanta, but pretty much the entire portion of the southern plains as well as the southeast. But let's focus in on Atlanta, because look at what we'll be dealing with over the coming days. Thursday, 65. We head to Friday, getting up to 70 degrees. Now, there is a chance we could see some showers coming in, but you get the point. It's going to be a mild time. Now, the average date of that last 70-degree day, December 4th. So we are basically going to pass that. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. We've had it happen before, later. We've had it earlier. Just means that's the average date. Average monthly temperature so far is 52.2 degrees. It's the 5th warmest at this point. Of course, we got plenty of time in the month to go, so that may change. But in the near term, mild is the story. Mid-60s there for you in and around Jackson. You'll get up to 69 as we move into tomorrow. Now, these temperatures are not crazy above average. I mean, generally 5 to 10 degrees is what we're looking at as we head on through our Wednesday. Tallahassee there for you, right around 74 degrees. And even around Tampa, actually a bit below average there at 4 degrees below average. Otherwise, everyone is in that sort of 5 to 10 degree range. A little bit of a different story, though, as we work our way back towards the west, southern plains into Texas. Temperatures today, 5 degrees above average, but then it really starts to get warm. Amarillo, nearly 20 degrees above average as we move through our Tuesday. Then by Wednesday, a lot of these areas, 10, 15, close to 20 degrees above average. So that puts you well up into the 60s, nearing 70 degrees there. Oklahoma City as well as Amarillo. Little Rock at 67 degrees. And look at this, mid-60s to now 70s. Atlanta as we work through the coming days. Mark?
And Alex, in this kind of unseasonable warmth, we've also had some pretty thick fog forming. Saginaw County, Michigan, located in the northern part of Michigan. This was last night. And as you can see, the visibility was pretty low, some poor visibility out there. And there could be some freezing fog out there this morning into early this afternoon. A dense fog advisory continues up until, right about now. And then it's going to be done and that fog lifts off. You know, there's fog and then there's freezing fog. You heard me mention it. Fog and ice issues were there in Hagerstown, Maryland. I mean, look at this, right? You got the freezing droplets hitting everything. Let's talk more about this phenomenon, the science behind freezing fog. You know, every once in a while in the wintertime, you can get a phenomenon known as freezing fog. So how does this happen? Well, first you need fog to form, and in the wintertime you get really cold air to come in, but a moisture source behind me here, a river or a lake, that provides the heat and the moisture needed to condense into a cloud. That's basically what fog is, right? It's a cloud that forms all the way down on the ground. There's something else you need to know though. Water in the atmosphere can stay liquid much colder than the freezing mark. I know it's a bit of a misconception, but even down to about 14 degrees or so, liquid in the atmosphere can still be liquid and not frozen until it hits something. That's where the freezing fog comes in. Anywhere that's foggy but the temperature's below freezing, if it hits something, a tree, a road, a power line, it'll freeze on contact. Think of it like freezing drizzle. It's water through the atmosphere, but once it hits something, it freezes, and it can get really dangerous once that ice starts to pile up.
All right, well, you know, we do our best to make sure you know there is wild weather on every continent of the globe.
Yeah, and we've got lots more to show you with weather from around the world. How about this? Technology taking on wildfires next.
It's that time of year.
See anything you like?
When we pick out just the right gifts for those we love the most.
This is it, Mom. I want this.
That's a great choice. But the enjoyment truly comes when we learn to give to others.
Hey, so big?
And it doesn't matter how big or small.
Merry Christmas.
What matters most is that it comes from the heart.
You marry me?
Low prices on everything you need to share wonder every day. Walmart.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing, best V8 horsepower, and has this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year?
Ram. Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh.
The Ford?
There's no reason why they shouldn't be.
Here's the answer. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
No way. Chevy.
Or this holiday season, trade up to this Silverado All-Star and get a total value of $10,000 when you finance through select lenders. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This is Peloton, the indoor cycling experience designed to happen in your home. Only Peloton allows you to take high-energy live and on-demand studio cycling classes without having to go anywhere. Ride live with some of the best studio cycling instructors in the country. Ride flexible with thousands of on-demand rides. Ride connected alongside riders from all around the world. This is fitness evolved. This is Peloton.
Down to Weather Underground, weeknights at 6.
Looking for the perfect finishing touch? Your ultimate jewelry box is only one click away at BaubleBar.com. With daily new arrivals starting at $25, upgrading your outfit has never been so easy. BaubleBar, the final say in fashion jewelry.
After a crash, you need legal help to get the compensation you deserve. Call us. We can send someone to help you at the scene, in the hospital, or even at your home. We immediately work on getting a replacement car and make sure that you get the treatment you deserve and need. Visit LegalBrains.com or call Star Law.
The Tickton Law Group. Remember, after 911, there's one thing more. You've got to call Star Law.
Today.
Here we go.
It's our biggest seasons ever. Starting with new episodes of Prospectors at 9 and Highway Through Hell at 10.
Bam!
Sundays on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8, brought to you by LL Bean. Guaranteed season after season.
And just like that, it's a whole new world outside. And jackets come out of hibernation. And we can feel the air. We can see it too. And we gear up and layer up and zip up. And we make the most of the new season. Because when the world is at its coldest, we're at our warmest. LL Bean. Guaranteed season after season.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. Thunder possible. High 74. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Tuesday, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back into Weather Center Live as we focus in on the Pacific Northwest. That's where some of the nastiest of the weather is across the nation. Here's the radar. We got the satellite in there as well, and we are socked in all sorts of clouds and rain. Some steady rains to deal with here, particularly in and around the Portland area. Some downpours here, traveling up and down the 5. That's going to be a tough ride, a slow ride here for you with that rain coming down pretty steadily, indicated by some of those yellows that are in there. We head a little bit farther north. Seattle starting to get in some of the more moderate rainfall. It had been to your south, but it is moving from south to north here for you. So you're going to be in it for a good portion of our afternoon. So be prepared for that as you head out and about for things to be on the wet side. Mark?
Now, the West is still recovering from one of the most destructive wildfire seasons on record. So destructive that it sparked a new idea on how to fight wildfires using unmanned helicopters. This new technology is already used in Afghanistan to deliver supplies to troops safely. And Reagan Medji shows us how that same technology is being tested here in the U.S. to better protect our communities and firefighters that are on the front lines.
It's called KMAX and could revolutionize how we fight wildfires.
And what this would allow you to do is fly in conditions where it's dangerous for pilots to fly.
These unmanned helicopters can drop water in places and at times considered too unsafe for pilots to fly.
We don't need to see to fly. We could fly at night. We could fly in smoky conditions.
The control of the helicopter now in the hands of an engineer.
Essentially, I would be in communication with somebody on the ground, a firefighter, giving me a location of a fire or where he wants to lay down some water. I put that information into the computer. The computer's talking to the aircraft, controlling the aircraft. I'll send that information to the aircraft and I'll launch the aircraft, and the aircraft will basically follow its mission.
Our cameras show that we've got the fire extinguished.
While the demonstration of the unmanned helicopter shows its ability to fight wildfires without putting the pilot in danger, its future missions will include assisting in weather emergencies.
There's been a lot of areas where we've had large storms. Think of Buffalo, where they couldn't get things moving around.
Back in November 2014, nearly 7 feet of snow buried Buffalo.
You're on I-90.
I'm on the highway.
Wow.
Forcing Interstate 90 traffic to a halt for days.
So you could 24/7 be able to resupply folks with water, with blankets, things that they need that are vital at that point in time.
As for timing, KMAX could be fighting wildfires as early as next year, as long as the Department of Interior and Forest Services clears them for takeoff. In New York, Reagan Medji, The Weather Channel.
And you can use any help that you can get because wildfires are one of the wildest forces on the planet.
And the big question is, would you know how to survive one if one threatened you and your home?
Wildfires are severely destructive, sometimes even deadly. It's a scenario all too familiar in Southern California. Would you know what to do if a wildfire is bearing down on your neighborhood? Would you? A, grab the hose and get to the highest point on your property so you can fight the fire. B, gather essential items, including paperwork, and pack them in your car. Or Or C, turn off all the lights inside your house?
Oh, we got the answer that could save your life. That's just a few short minutes away.
Also coming up after the break, Canada is keeping the cold air hostage. But Dr. Greg Postel digs into our next cold front and really when we could see our first big taste of winter.
And diving into the storm, strong winds and rain battering one part of Europe and the city that's not thrilled with this storm.
If my hands are dried and cracked, I can't do my job efficiently.
My hands are dry from washing my hands lots of times a day.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands.
O'Keefe's works.
I saw it working for my husband, and I knew I had to try it.
Learn more at o'keefescompany.com.
Don't let the cold damage your skin. Get O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked skin.
When a moment turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis and a $200 savings card.
It's easy to love your laxative when that lax loves your body back. Only Miralax hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you are on Medicare and struggling to afford the out-of-pocket costs, there is coverage available that includes dental, vision, and prescription drugs. There are benefits with zero copays and zero deductibles. You are allowed to update your coverage. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now. If you have Medicare Part A, B, or a Medicare Advantage plan, call the Medicare Coverage Helpline to update your coverage. Free call, free advice, no obligation.
You may be taking new medications or need dental or vision care, or the copays and deductibles are hard to afford. All of this is costing you more than you thought it would. There is a solution. You can call and update your coverage. The call and the advice are free. Call now.
The Medicare Coverage Helpline. Free call, free advice, no obligation. Make sure you have all you deserve and update your coverage. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now.
Call 800-948-5208. That's 800-948-5208. 800-948-5208.
Are you missing out on life because you're putting off neck or back surgery? Call Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery, to learn how a less than 1-inch incision can have you up and walking within a few hours of surgery, free from chronic back pain, and with no hospital stay and no lengthy recovery. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, bulging or herniated disc, sciatica, or other chronic conditions, call today for your MRI review.
There were times my boss would send me home because I was in excruciating pain. Going to Laser Spine Institute, I go in, I have the procedure, and walk out a changed person, good to go back to work. I can't tell you how much happier I am. It's changed my life completely.
If you've been told you might need neck or back surgery, call 1-855-450-BACK for your MRI review.
Laser Spine Institute, a less than 1-inch incision, a lifetime of standing tall.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
A lot of people traveling, but we'll keep an eye on it for you.
So include us in your routine.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. Thunder possible. High 74. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Tuesday, overcast with rain showers at times. thunder possible. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts.
What makes this the best simple dinner ever? Great tasting, heart-healthy California walnuts. So simple. Get the recipes at walnuts.org.
Well, just before the break, we asked you, what would you do if threatened by one of the wildest forces in nature, a wildfire?
And here is your life-saving answer.
A massive wildfire is moving quickly and consuming everything in its path. The threat to homes and people is mounting. If this blaze is racing towards your doorstep, what's the first thing you should do? If you hustle and gather your personal belongings, you're moving in the right direction.
The first thing you need to do is to have a plan. We refer to the 6 Ps. So you have all your papers, important documents, prescriptions, personal computer, any pictures, any priceless memorabilia you want to keep track of. And the last thing is plastics. You want to have credit cards, debit cards, and things like that.
If you chose to use a hose to defend your home, that would be a dangerous mistake.
There's very little a garden hose can do, and unless you're trained on how much it can do, it might be the inappropriate action to take, and it could cost you your life.
If your first thought was to turn off all the lights in your home, you actually want to do the opposite.
One thing we recommend that all residents do when the evacuation order is in place is to turn on your lights. That way the fire departments can see inside the home.
I would have never guessed anything about lights there, so good info. Well, half past the hour here on Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace.
And I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott. Thanks for sticking with us here. And we've got some pretty mild weather to talk about as you go through the week ahead.
But we begin with the stormy West Coast. Here's a live look from Portland, Oregon. It is not looking pretty here. We had a small break in some of the rain yesterday in the early sort of afternoon for just a couple of hours. But once that started, we've been in the thick of things, and we are socked in pretty good at this hour. Let's get the very latest on the stormy West Coast now with Mark.
Yeah, the rain is back and back with a vengeance. And this is not your typical Pacific Northwest kind of drizzle and nickel and dime you event and to add up to a soggy pattern. No, this is real and at times heavy rain. Because of this, we got a flood watch in place from Eugene all the way up to the Canadian border and everywhere in between. So if you're along I-5, the rain is coming down at a pretty good clip, especially between Portland and Salem. The yellows and the oranges, the steadier rain indicating ½ inch to an inch of rain per hour in some of these rainfall rates. And we can also see that heavier rain moving up through Olympia and now into Seattle too. Seattle, you had a bit of a break, and now that steady rain is back in play. Let's take a look down towards the south where it's not raining as hard, but you've got plenty of clouds. And in San Francisco, because of the cloudy skies, the weather is actually adding to some airport delays, about an hour, maybe a little bit less than an hour for your airport delays. Where does all this rain go from here? Well, the timestamp up here, and watch it kind of slide down towards Northern California before our next impulse comes into the Pacific Northwest late Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon. This conveyor belt of moisture will have a very hard time completely exiting the picture. While the bulk of the nation has relatively quiet conditions, the Pacific Northwest not so much. 3 to 5, if not 5 to 8 inches of rain all the way through Wednesday afternoon, Alex.
And on top of that, Mark, we're also going to be dealing with, well, a lot of wind as well. In fact, we've got wind advisories and warnings that are in place out there for us here along the West Coast. There you have it, the dark shade of that purple, high wind warnings here for us right along the coast of Oregon up into Washington. Even as you work your way a little bit farther east, Bend dealing with that high wind warning. Just checking here, a couple of spots here where winds are gusting up over 50 miles per hour. Newport, they're just north of Florence, dealing with that. So very windy conditions to contend with. Here's how it all play out. You got those stronger winds. Port Orford, one of those spots that could be talking 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. We start to see the winds on the increase. Portland up towards even Seattle will start to get in some of the stronger winds. 20, 25, 30, even 40 mile per hour wind gusts aren't out of the question around Seattle. This is as we head into Tuesday morning now, having to deal with that. So on top of having to deal with all of that wind, it is a wet time. So basically a scenario where umbrellas are useless. Mark?
And now let's check on the cities that are feeling the warmth. And that includes really much of the eastern two-thirds of the country, but St. Louis and New York City and just about everywhere in between really well above average right now, anywhere from 5 to 15 to 20 degrees above your averages. Not really feeling much like earlier mid-December, that's for sure. The cold air is bottled up to the north. Our friends in Canada have some of the cold air, but even they are well above average. It's just cold by our standards, right? And you know, this jet stream with such a strong jet, it's not allowing those kind of wiggles and breaks to allow that cold air to spill into the U.S. It's just locked up to our neighbors to the north. In fact, look at this map, right? These are departures from average, how far above from average we are going to be as we go through the week. And look at just this huge expanse of reds and pinks. Those are really 15, 20 degrees above your average. We take a look through the Midwest today. 43 in Chicago today. That's 5 degrees above average. Tomorrow, St. Louis, 62. That's almost 20 degrees above your average. And Wednesday, more of the same. 40s and 50s here. Hard to think about snow when you got temperatures in International Falls, the icebox of the nation, between 40 and 50 degrees during the day. The Northeast corridor also quite warm. Today, we're in the low to mid 50s along I-95. You go towards the interior sections of New England, and even that's quite warm. Buffalo 46, Pittsburgh 47. The higher peaks, some 30s. But again, that is above average for them as well. So the temperatures are really staying quite warm. St. Louis, where the average high is 45. Remember that, 45. Look at the stretch through the week. We might be near 70 by Saturday, Alex.
Unreal. Well, now with many of you seeing warmer than average December so far, well, next weekend brings a cold front across much of the country. But will it be enough to usher in a real taste of winter for the Midwest and East Coast? Well, here's Dr. Greg Postel with a glimpse at what is ahead.
Well, it's trying to get colder, and I think by next weekend we'll see some signs of that, particularly across the west. Let's look at our weather maps there, showing you some snow out that way, no doubt about that. That would be next Saturday. But also a cold front trying to work its way across the U.S., and even on the backside of that precip associated with that cold front, there may be some winter weather, maybe some snow and ice. Keep an eye to that. For example, if you live in Minneapolis, Des Moines, Omaha, Green Bay, Duluth, there may be something to that. So just watch over the next couple of days as new data rolls in. But Sunday, the cold front moves east. The east stays warm, no doubt about that. My goodness, it's going to be very mild all the way from Maine to Florida. But behind the cold front, yeah, some colder air trying to ooze its way eastward, but it's not of the Arctic variety. It's kind of coming from the Pacific. So, yeah, it's going to be colder than it's been, but I would say really getting back to almost average conditions for this time of year. Look at Monday's highs, for example, back to about average highs in the 30s and 20s across the northern plains, whereas, of course, the east stays really, really mild. But it's part of that sort of pattern movement that we're going to see, I think, over the next 1 to 2 weeks, where the ridge at upper levels, now centered really over the middle part of the country, is going to be shifted eastward. That's where all the warm air is going to be as we head toward the middle of the month. But the cold air is trying, and it's going to be somewhat effective in getting that way over the west, the Four Corners, and maybe even the Great Plains. And I'll tell you what, this is the part that I'm kind of interested in. Right in between the two, as we head toward the middle of the month, the models have been telling us that there's some chance, an increased risk anyway, of some storminess, probably of the winter variety, moving in. That is something to watch as we go for the next couple of days and into the middle of the month and even maybe the end of the month. Stormier and colder temperatures, I think, are trying to work their way eastward and will do so at least to the middle of the country. Back to you.
Thanks, Doc. And coming up, Canada has been stingy with the cold. And adding to the widespread warmth here in the lower 48, the cities that'll see temperatures 25 degrees above average.
Plus, what a difference a year makes. Buffalo a year ago and now, how residents are reacting and when the city could see its first measurable snow of the season.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. Thunder possible. High 74. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower, low 68. Tuesday, overcast with rain showers at times, thunder possible, high 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Phyllis. Phyllis is headed to a science conference, so she's not thinking about tires right now. But if she were, all she'd need to know is TireRack.com. She could visit TireRack.com to find the full line of Pirelli tires developed to enhance her driving experience. Pirelli, power is nothing without control. But Phyllis isn't thinking about tires. Phyllis is thinking, well, I'm not really sure, but it's probably important. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
You get used to sweaty odors in your car. You think it smells fine, but your passengers smell this. Eliminate odors you've gone nose blind to for up to 30 days with the Febreze Car Vent Clip. Break out the Febreze and breathe happy.
When I lay in my Tempur-Pedic Contour, the next thing I know, it's morning.
With TemperFlex, you've got the spring and bounce of a traditional mattress. Then it also adjusts to my body.
My cloud feels like somebody's hugging you. How can a bed do that?
There's a Tempur-Pedic for everyone.
Constipated? Trust #1 doctor recommended Dulcolax. Use Dulcolax tablets for gentle overnight relief, suppositories for relief in minutes, and stool softeners for comfortable relief of hard stools. Dulcolax, designed for dependable relief.
Feeling cold? Try Hot Hands. Simply open the package and they heat up quickly. Quick, long-lasting warmth. Go get your own. Hot Hands. Bring the heat.
Call now if you have an IVC filter or blood clot device. Medical studies have shown that IVC filters used to treat blood clots may break or migrate in your body, causing severe injuries. IVC filter injuries include internal bleeding, blood clotting, tearing of the heart or lung tissue, migration, pulmonary embolism, stroke, or death. Call now if you have an IVC filter or blood clot device. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call 1-888-312-2764. That's 1-888-312-2764.
I'm Alex Trebek. If you're age 50 to 85, I have an important message about security. Write down the number on your screen so you can call when I finish. The lock I want to talk to you about isn't the one on your door. This is a lock for your life insurance, a rate lock that guarantees your rate can never go up at any time for any reason. But be careful. Many policies you see do not have one. But you can get a lifetime rate lock through the Colonial Penn program. Call this number to learn more. This plan was designed with a rate lock for people on a fixed income who want affordable life insurance that's simple to get. Coverage options for just $9.95 a month, less than 35 cents a day. Act now and your rate will be locked in for life. It will never increase. Guaranteed. This is lifelong coverage that can never be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Guaranteed. And your acceptance is guaranteed, with no health questions. You cannot be turned down because of your health. Call for your information kit and read about this rate lock for yourself. You'll also get a free gift with great information. Both are free, with no obligation. Don't miss out. Call for information, then decide. Read about the 30-day 100% money-back guarantee. Don't wait. Call this number now.
Call 1-800-355-8535 for your free information and a free gift. There's no obligation. That's 1-800-355-8535. Or visit us at colonialpenn.com. That number again is 1-800-355-8535. 1-800-355-8535. Call now.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. You know, it's early December, and it's pretty nice in the Northeast.
Yeah, certainly nothing to complain about, right?
I actually like it. It's a different change of pace. You can wear shorts. That's here in Buffalo. It's, a rarity. It's definitely nice not trampling through snow and coming into your boots. It's definitely nice.
Man, no measurable snow in Buffalo this season, but when it does start, and it will, at least at some point, it'll be Buffalo's latest start to the snow season on record. How about a 116-year-old record dating back to 1899? Will we see it in the next few days? Probably not. Tomorrow, certainly not. We don't have any precipitation, let alone cold air. Any precip, upper Midwest, a few showers there. The worst, though, is going to be in the Northwest. That's where things are going to be the most unsettled. We got wet conditions showing up there. Got a little bit of the rain and snow as well, parts of Idaho and into Montana. As we start to move into Thursday, few showers, pretty light here in the Northeast, but temperatures, look at this, in the 50s. You're not going to bring any wintry conditions into those spots. You could see a bit in northern portions of Minnesota there into North Dakota, but again, the worst of any sort of weather will be in the west, where we continue to do with the rain. Seattle, Portland, even a few showers into California. Next system coming down now into the middle of the country, and by Saturday there will be some cold air now throughout the Central Plains. Out ahead of that, though, still mild and wet. Chicago, 52 degrees, and then on Sunday that begins to race its way towards the east. Next week, Monday, East Coast, your turn to deal with the rain. Mark?
And Alex, the calendar says December, but it doesn't really look like it on those maps, and it certainly doesn't across the Northeast. Places like Buffalo were covered in snow by this time last year, but now there's not a flake to be found. Meteorologist Mike Seidel made a return trip to the Buffalo area to see how the locals feel about this snowless winter so far.
Early December here in Buffalo, and not a flake of snow to be found. Not a pile in a parking lot. And look out here, all we see is green grass. And another afternoon today where temperatures will be running above average, typically in the upper 30s. We'll be in the 40s and 50s the entire week here in Western New York. A complete turnaround from last fall. Take a look at last November, before and after. We've got side-by-side photos, same street. Last Friday, December 4th, not a flake of snow. Amazing that we haven't had any. This is the latest on record. We broke the record back on Friday, and that record goes back to 1899. And then take a look at the aerial shot I got as I was flying out of town on Friday, November 21st last year. And look at Ralph Wilson Stadium in Orchard Park. It snowed in fact, 5 to 7 feet of snow in the South Towns. They had to move the game to Detroit on Monday night as they couldn't get the stadium dug out in time. And with almost no exception, everybody we talk to here in Buffalo is very, very happy about this weather.
This is fantastic. I can't believe I'm at a Bills game in December, 50 degrees outside. It's awesome.
Wear shorts, that's here in Buffalo. It's, a rarity.
Absolutely love it. Wouldn't mind if we had a green Christmas. It can stay warm like this right through till spring.
We did find a few people who would like to have at least some snow for Christmas. Most say they know it's going to snow eventually. By the way, the least snowiest season here, 22.4 inches. We've got a long way to go, but so far the first week of December averaging more than 6 degrees above where they should be, and no snow in the forecast for the next week to 10 days. I'm meteorologist Mike Seidel in Orchard Park, New York. Back to you.
Thanks, Mike. And speaking of warm football games, we've got a battle of the NFC least tonight on Monday Night Football. This league, nobody wants to win. Whether it's my Giants or the Cowboys or the Redskins at 5-6, it seems like the winner is going to be a below 500 team for this group. In any case, the weather is the winner in this game, no matter what. Low to mid 40s right on through and clear skies. Not bad for a fall evening, Alex.
Go Skins. Well, coming up, feet of snow blanketing the Sierra Summits this week, but when will the East Coast get its first true taste of winter? Plus, strong storms blasting Europe. Why divers took to the height of the storm and the city that's not happy about the dangerous stunt. That's next. But before the break, time to test your weather knowledge. How tall was the world's largest snowman? Look at that. Maybe 200 feet. That's the answer D. We've got the answer right after the break.
Why is it we love superheroes? And why is it we always put capes on them and make them fly? Truth is, some heroes don't fly. They drive trucks. And they show up when you need them most. Face your worst case scenarios and stay at your side through every step. When you don't know what to do next, we do. We're Service Master Restore, every disaster's worst nightmare.
Carmex has been soothing lips for almost 80 years. And now our latest innovation, Carmex Cold Sore Treatment, blocks pain and itch on contact while it smooths and fills for a less visible sore. Try Carmex Cold Sore Treatment, voted Product of the Year. And for dry, chapped lips, try Carmex Lip Balms.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Where's the rain that's happening right now as you walk out the door?
A lot of people traveling, but we'll keep an eye on it for you.
Because the weather impacts your day in 100 ways you see and 1,000 ways you don't.
I want to make sure everybody can get an idea of what's happening here.
So include us in your routine.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. Thunder possible. High 74. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Tuesday, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The cold truth is, you can't work from home when you're sick. You need real relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus Day Cold and Flu has 3 cold symptom fighters to relieve your tough symptoms. Alka-Seltzer Plus. When you've got a house full of guests on the way and a cold with sinus pressure, you need fast relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus Severe Sinus Congestion and Cough Liquid Gels rush relief to your tough symptoms to put you back in control.
Coming.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Sinus.
Brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough.
I'm not some doll with pretty blue eyes, shiny blonde hair, and cute little everything, and a perfect car, and a perfect house, and a perfect blouse. Nope, I'm no doll, just like he's no pretty little pony. Duluth Trading, highly capable clothing.
Try the superior hold of Fixodent Plus adhesives. They help your denture hold strong, more like natural teeth, and you can eat even tough food. Fixodent, strong, more like natural teeth. Fixodent, and forget it.
Stop! Put down the phone! Were you considering a reverse mortgage to get cash now? Reverse mortgages might appear to be a quick solution, but do you really want to listen to a TV actor about mortgaging your home? Reverse mortgage is really just a fancy term for a loan. There is a better way. The Annuity Action Network has solutions for you. If you have an annuity or receive payments from an insurance company, you can get the cash you need now. Learn how to accelerate your payments. You can choose which payments or parts of payments to accelerate. This means you are in control of your money and how to get it when you want it. Call today. Find a solution that's best for you and get help accelerating your payments into cash now. The Annuity Action Network will show you how. It is simple and fast. Call the Annuity Action Network today at 800-939-8760. We have the answers. No loans, no mortgages, no debt, just cash now. Call 800-939-8760.
Looking for the perfect finishing touch? Your ultimate jewelry box is only one click away at BaubleBar.com. With daily new arrivals starting at $25, upgrading your outfit has never been so easy. BaubleBar, the final say in fashion jewelry.
What can happen when your homeowner association switches your technology provider?
They're all sorry that they switched over.
I was disappointed when they hooked us up.
Phone is no longer available.
And the TV goes out.
You will be on hold for about an hour to 2 hours. This is normal.
Certainly a little bit more costly.
I never had the issues with Comcast.
Oh, I wish we still had Comcast.
Tonight on the Weather Channel, when nature is this dangerous, only one question matters. So you think you'd survive? All new tonight at 10, only on the Weather Channel.
Well, before the break, we had a bit of trivia for you. How tall was the world's largest snowman? Well, the answer, the snowman, or to be more precise, the snow woman. Yeah, it was 122 feet, 1 inch high, and broke the Guinness World Record for the largest snow man or woman. Olympia was built in a little over a month. She was dressed in a 100-foot scarf, had 27-foot evergreen trees for arms, and eyelashes made from old skis. Wow, I got to see a picture of this thing. I'm going to look it up here. Google it. All right, let's check in with Mark, who's keeping an eye on winter weather that could help you build your own snowman or woman.
That takes some serious dedication, that's for sure. Meanwhile, a lot of you across the country are celebrating right now. First day of Hanukkah, and 7 more to go from here to get to the total of 8. And you know what? It doesn't get much better than this, right? Temperatures in the 40s, if not low to mid 50s, today into tomorrow across the northeast corridor. It's rare to have Hanukkah forecasts like this in New York City. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s all the way through, if not low 60s by the end of the weekend. That is really quite warm for New York City in mid-December. How about the southeast? Today, 65 in Atlanta, Montgomery, you'll be near 70 as we work our way into tomorrow for the candle lighting time. It's looking pretty good here across the southeast. No weather nearby over the next couple of days. As for Miami, you might have a couple of showers today and tomorrow, and maybe even a hit or miss thunderstorm, because hey, nothing says Hanukkah like springtime thunderstorms in the south, near 80 by this weekend. Alex.
All right, well, you know, we had a record amount of rainfall in parts of southwest Miami-Dade this weekend, with nearly 9 inches falling in some areas. Streets flooding in Kendall neighborhoods just south of Miami. And that's where WTVJ's Bobby Brooks talked to folks cleaning up from the rainy mess.
Yeah, this pretty much sums it up. Kids playing in a boat. They've comically grown accustomed to it over the weekend in Kendall. Hey, when you have seemingly non-stop rain all weekend, streets are going to flood. So you can get mad, or, like Ariana Batista and her kids, embrace it.
We stayed here the whole night. My son was in a boat playing with the water, and the girls were okay.
Though she admits things got pretty bad.
Not even when Katrina came, we have so much water.
All over the place, cars stalled, fire and rescue, and they had to come to the rescue and get people out. Neighbors we ran into took all kinds of cell phone video you're seeing here. They say they haven't seen it this out of control in a long time.
The last time it was this bad was like 20 years ago.
So get this, Albert Gonzalez is using today to fix his bike. His mom, Miriam, is the lucky one cleaning things up.
No, that's her job. I don't do that.
Really, man? So he said that it's your job to clean up all the mess.
Yes. Yes.
Why doesn't he help?
Sometimes.
Okay, just sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
Hey, as long as she's okay with it. In all, reports are that 8.4 inches fell in the Kendall area, just hammered by these storms. But it seems like a lot of these good neighbors tried to take things in stride.
We're just here having fun, waiting for the rain to go away.
I don't know if I could do that move. A pair of teenagers in Ireland going diving during the height of a severe storm. So we told you about the heavy rain, the flooding, and the winds that have come across the pond and raked Ireland and the UK in the past few days. Some of those gusts have exceeded hurricane strength, and now this Facebook video has ignited strong comments on social media. A member of the Galway City Council called the stunt idiotic. He says not only are the boys putting their lives at risk, it's unforgivable to put the lives of rescuers at risk should they have been needed.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's like you want to go out there and do something crazy for yourself. You know what? Free country, go ahead. But then folks have to come save you. That is maddening.
Heights are not my thing, and just looking at that video gets me a little bit nauseous, I'm just saying.
Craziness. All right, well, coming up in the next hour of Weather Center Live, the mix of freezing temperatures and fog, it can be a dangerous combination.
We're talking freezing fog. What is it? Where have you seen it? We'll give you details next.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. Thunder possible. High 74. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Tuesday, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. High 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.